Welcome back to Check Please, the D&D podcast. Last time, the party cooled off for a bit and helped Lovette prepare for an important meeting with the government of Hartenshire. Later, the group went out to finally track down the location of Lovette's grandfather, and after a tearful reunion, the group is now off on a new adventure to the south.
So last time, on D&D, you guys managed to track down Lovette's grandfather, who was at a lake nearby Hartenshire, at a lake house cabin. Lovette found a letter from their parents and is interested in returning home. The party has gathered outside of Hartenshire, said their goodbyes, spent their last night in the town, and has planned for about a 60-day trip to the south to make it to the Isle of Steam, possibly stopping along the way to the Merry Valley and getting some answers from a gold dragon about the nature of Markus, and perhaps something from Soul's past as well.
With a name like Merry Valley, it's gotta be good.
It's true. It is kind of nice there. So, is there anything you guys want to do on the road, or just start booking it?
Do they have any tourist traps?
Well, we can go over the route again real quick, but there's not really a whole lot on the way.
I like to disable the tourist traps.
Give me a disabled. Give me a disabled device roll, please.
Let's see.
You're in skills.
That's brilliant. Bravo.
I just imagine you going up to like one of those huge
Indeed.
dinosaurs that you can go inside of, and you just like slice its head off.
Cut it down.
Yeah.
I love those!
Oh,
Well,
that's too bad.
Vera, just
Why did you do that?
Alright, Vera, you successfully destroy a tourist trap on the way.
Nice.
You
Dang it.
cut some of the ropes holding it together, and the entire thing falls apart, and you have successfully destroyed the world's largest ball of yarn.
Do you know that is the exact
Fuck
same
that
thing I
thing.
was thinking of? I was thinking the exact same thing.
Well,
we were about.
This is like ancient times, so they've only gotten to like a large fist,
Yeah, I mean, they're still trying.
so it wasn't really that big a deal.
No.
It's about the principle of the matter, really.
Nobody's really been motivated yet to make a ball of yarn specifically large, so just large enough to use it. Yeah,
Right.
just this one.
Right, it's completely nonsensical to do it any other way. It's like,
Some
why would
little
you-
old lady was like, this might be the largest one in the world.
Alright, so pull up the Southern Continent shitty map that I have yet to replace. It's on the
My
docket.
favorite shitty map.
It's on the docket to replace this one. I've got one in the works that is going to be better than this. But I just wanted to run you through this real quick. If anybody wants to make some knowledge geography checks, I can give you some.
Yes, please.
I can give you some
I can't.
information that would be useful. So you all are familiar with Vil, the kingdom you've been adventuring in this entire adventure so far, this entire campaign. Human kingdom, pretty stable and self-sufficient, Germanic in culture.
Master.
Yeah, you also have Lore Master if you want to use it. It's a once a day
Do
ability.
you
You
really
want
want
to
me
pay-
to use it right?
Wait, you have
like
60
we're gonna be
uses
here
of it.
several. Yeah. Okay. Calm down. Fuck down. I'll use Lore Master. Done. There you go. Tell me everything.
So a map is unfurled, and you all look at the continent map here, and you recognize Vil, of course, because that's where you've been adventuring. There's the Red Plains immediately to the west, where you met the Centaurs. There's the Deadlands to the northwest, where your adventure started. There's the dry ocean to the northeast that separates Vil from the Kintao Empire to the northeast. There are the Bastion Mountains to the east, which is where you went up slightly into to mess with the mines around Wittingen. Vil's bordered on the south by two large forests. One's called the Great Vale to the west, and the other one is called the Jagged Torrents to the east. The road outside of Vil sweeps widely west of both of these forests because they're considered very dangerous places to be. To the south of that is a very large and wide valley that is a really inhospitable swamp known as the Zash Basin. I'll go ahead and show that on the map there. So if y'all see that little pin. And if you were to continue along the road, you would reach a crossroad right where the number 15 is. I don't know if any of you were seeing that or not, but If you were to take the fork east, you would run straight into that purple line, which is the Great Wall of Kintao, which is an enormous wall the Kintao Empire constructed ages ago to keep people out. Then you guys are planning on turning south and continuing along the trade road. That would take you to where I wrote down the number 33, and that is the trade city of Zareth. The trade city of Zareth is an independent city, so it's a city-state. It is by a lake known as Lake Rookmar, with a swamp nearby known as the Rookmare. And if you were to continue further south beyond that point, you would reach where I wrote number 48, which is the crossroads that go either west toward the Merry Valley or south toward the port city that reaches the Isle of Steam, capital of Whalercog and the Isle of Steam. There you go. And then I'll just go ahead I'll check out the pin there for the Merry Valley for you as well. So that kind of gets you an idea of your journey ahead. Alrighty. So, if there are no further questions or actions, we can get the travel started.
Yeah. I don't really have anything specific I want to do during the travel, but generally Lovette is in a funk.
A funk?
Yes. In fact, she's like curled up on... Well, first of all, always sitting as far away from the chest as possible, but also like curled up into whatever corner is furthest from the chest.
Huh. Okay. Well, me and Vera are driving, so I probably wouldn't notice that.
The other thing I was thinking is that we probably don't want to simulate every single one with 2 months worth, but something we have not been doing when traveling that we might want to start doing is taking shifts with that.
Yeah, I have that written out in the order. There's a watch order. If you open up the party sheet, there's a watch order section. The way you guys have arranged it, at least previous, was that first watch was Vera, second was Sol, third was Markus, and fourth was Lovette.
Okay.
So there's a watch order. Now, Karis will volunteer to join that watch order.
Well, I think we could probably break it down to 2 shifts or maybe 3 shifts a night. And it would be a lot more efficient to have pairs. Because...
No!
Why?
What?
No, I don't like pairs either. But
yeah, they are gross. Like they're really like gritty.
Yeah, they're kind of like it's like a. It's
I
like
really do hate pears.
It's like an apple, but it has sand texture
and not flavor.
And not good flavor.
Holy shit! Holy shit! You're the first people I've met in forever who actually also don't like pears.
No,
I fucking hate pears.
It's not just that I don't like pears. It's like I don't understand them. It's like, why do people buy pears when apples exist?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, hey, here's a thing that does everything this fruit does better in every like trackable way, in every measurable aspect. This is a better fruit.
Disagree insofar as it's easier to pull out the top on a. It's easier to pull out a top.
That's the reason to buy pears. Okay.
If for some reason you're too damn lazy to be able to pull the top out of
why do you not just lazy, but prepared to suffer through an inferior fruit?
I have a question. What is the mechanical benefit of pulling the stem out? You're not eating the stem. You're not even eating close to the stem.
The mechanical benefit would have been, if you were making a fruit, you would want to be able to remove the stem so that your fruit and your seeds would be able to get pulled out and dispersed.
But pears aren't robots.
What in the actual fuck? Holy shit.
So I didn't want to say that we should take watch in couples, because that's a lot more implicative, but I guess that gets the point across better right now. I don't think we would even necessarily have them be the same order every night, because, otherwise people only talk to one other person.
Well, I mean, you're discounting the fact that you're riding in the carriage together. Like, there's plenty of time to talk.
That's true, but then you just have your one watch buddy that every night. I guess that works, sure. Okay, well, in that case, I want my watch buddy to be Karis.
Alright, hold on. That means I'm technically...
Soul's fine by themselves.
Okay, well, I can't.
Vera's also okay by themselves, but that's because they think Soul's angry with them.
Well, Soul's thinking is just like, you need to sleep. You need more sleep than me. They're trying to be really nice. Yeah. They're like, Jesus, you guys have to sleep how many fucking hours? Oh my god, sleep. Jesus Christ.
And here's Markus like, do you mind if I sleep through my shift and not my shift? I think we should have it where, like, for 4 hours at the beginning of the night, it's Sol and Vera, and then for, like, 4 hours at the end of the night, it's Karis and Lovette, and for the rest of the time, it's just Markus on his own.
Alright. Yeah, Karis is fine with that.
Alright.
She'll do a last watch with you. Okay. There's also marching formation. So you've got, like, Vera in the front, Sol's there, Markus is there, Lovette's there.
I could use this for our carriage placement.
Side by side. I always imagine Sol oddly on the right side, but what side would you prefer to be on? Of course, when we're like driving.
Oh, I always imagine Sol on the left because... the right. Never mind. Because the short side of their hair is looking at the other person so they can see the other person.
Yeah, okay. We'll do that. Especially now because I only have one eye.
Yeah. Isn't it your right eye that's...
My right eye is gone.
So should we switch you over to the left side now?
Why?
So you can
Because
see.
you can't, because you're actually, I guess you're not actually keeping much watch. You're just watching Vera the whole time that way.
Okay. My eyes are on the side of my face, guys.
Yeah.
No, but when you cover one eye, you realize how much...
Sol's not a fucking pigeon, so...
Yeah, but when you cover one eye, you realize how much it really does obscure.
Yeah, especially for your peripherals when you're driving.
Maybe Sol is a pigeon.
That's mean and offensive.
Oh, right, also your dead bird.
Spoil their backstory, gee.
Right, Blue Regard. So, you notice that, Blue Regard... have you been taking care of Blue Regard? Have you been feeding Blue Regard every day?
Probably not! No!
So you sort of forgot.
Dead.
You have a dead bird in a cage. Do you want to...
Sol doesn't understand that it's dead.
When did that start to smell?
Not really.
It's too small to really smell.
Birds don't really smell when they're dead.
It's pretty desiccated. So, is there anything you want to do with this dead bird? You want to give it a proper burial on the side of the road, or just like throw
it out? Or do you not
out?
even realize it?
Or do you just want to pretend it's still alive and keep it in a cage?
Sol's probably going to just pretend it's still alive.
What?
Do you just keep it in the cart, or...
What do you think's going on, Blue Regard? Shake, shake, shake. Nope, nothing? Okay.
Thanks for your advice, though.
Oh, he's sleepy today.
Oh, jeez, what a tired bird. He's been tired for a while.
He's really tuckered out.
Yeah, this bird sure is tired all the time. Isn't that fun? Something. That's sure funny.
And, like, Karis is just, like, sitting there thinking you're all out of your fucking minds.
She's not wrong.
Like, what fresh hell is this?
Yeah, you're the one who decided to get in a cart and go off in the middle of nowhere with us. You don't fucking get to criticize us for this shit.
Alright, so for traveling on a wagon, there's some things I'm gonna need to know from the party.
Okay.
We're
in a carriage, by the way.
Yeah, you're right. It's a carriage. It's a carriage.
Fancy wagon.
I have a fancy-ass carriage, thank you very much.
Oh, do you want to describe your carriage at all?
Oh, can I?
Please.
Okay. So, the carriage has slight gilding on it, so it probably went a little fancier than they probably should have, but they wanted something that was a bit more like home. There's a special chest in the very back of the carriage where Alpha exists.
Karis is always sitting next to that chest, by the way.
Oh, it's in the back? Oh, she is? Okay.
Yeah. She always sits...
I consider it like a backseat thing.
Yeah, she's always sitting near it.
I want to sit next to her, but I don't want to sit near it.
Well, that's unfortunate now, isn't it?
So what do you do?
So what do you do?
I probably try to find,
there's a back
an
window.
awkward spot between those 2 points.
Anyways, there's a cushion on, every seating possible, so it's very soft. There's not exactly, carpet, but it's, a thin layer of fabric, which I think is just velvet, probably, or a softer fabric of some kind, nicer than wood. And there's doors to our carriage. So, like, you can go in and out. There's some slight privacy. There's, of course, still, like, the sliding window. Well, before we didn't even have a window. Practically was, like, a Trail to Oregon buggy shit. Anyways, now there's a opening to the front of the carriage. If someone needs to talk to Sol or Vera, who are almost always just driving together. They got a cushion, too, though. So that's nice. And it's just one seat together. And, there's little, like, step.
Wait, is it the ones with the door on the side that you step down?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize it was that fancy. Nice.
I spent 500 gold on this thing.
It's true. It's a good point.
It better be fucking
fancy. I thought you
fancy.
spent 300 on it.
No.
That was the original one? No, that was 100.
The original was
The original
100.
was 100.
I sold the old one so that I got it only for 400. Yeah. Well, I just sold the old one. It's not a discount if you just sell the old thing.
It's like, where's our old card? Oh.
We have a new card!
Oh.
There's a little drawing of, like, a stick figure.
On the back?
Yeah, for all of us.
Oh my god.
It's on, like, the bottom of the chest. Like, it's just drawn in chalk or some shit.
Is Carriage included?
Sure.
Oh my god.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know if Sol, like, mentally is actually, like...
she's not part of this family yet?
Like, she's still very new. They like Karis. Yep.
That's it.
She immediately became my adopted daughter.
You're gonna have a lot of time with her. Have fun. And her great friend Alpha.
Dude, adopting an adult is so easy because I already have to deal with adult people baggage, so I'm used to it.
You're a gnome.
Well, I mean me.
Oh, okay.
Or are you saying I'm a gnome? Thank you.
You are a gnome. That's pretty much the gist of the new carriage. It takes 4 horses to drive it, though.
Oh.
I'm gonna just buy the other 2.
Okay.
Oh, what? You're buying things?
And that's it. They're bought. Easy peasy.
Damn, that shade.
There it is. Horses bought. Okay.
What are their names?
I'll think of names soon.
Alright, so some questions I have from the party for your guys' stuff. Well, wagons and carriage travel in general have different speeds. So would you guys like to go
Oh my god.
a slow pace, a normal pace, or a grueling pace?
You fucking...
Are we Oregon
Oh
Trail?
my
And then I also
God.
like to know how much rations you'd like to eat per day.
Oh my god!
A meager ration, a normal ration, or a filling ration?
I hate you! I don't hate
this is
you.
what I was
This is
expecting.
Also, how many spare wagon parts do you have?
great. Motherfucker!
How many spare wagon parts do we have?
None! It's a carriage!
Do we have like a backup wheel? Like,
Kyle!
Do you have any wagon tongues?
Beardy!
Find out anything.
What the fuck
It's
even is that?
Those things fucking break constantly. So,
Do we have anti-venom?
Is anyone here a carpenter?
I am an engineer.
There's only 3 types of people in the world anyways.
Yeah.
I'm a druid, so that's
You're a
kinda
farmer.
Is anyone here a banker
Whoa.
from Boston?
That would have to be Lovette.
Lovette, you're the closest we've got.
All 3 types of people. Okay, now that joke has been successfully put into my heart and my bloodstream, we'll probably go at a normal pace unless Lovette says something. Because why the fuck would anyone go a slow fucking pace?
Well, just taking the scenery.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You just don't want to tire yourself out, you know?
I think we should go at a normal pace, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then rations, I assume, would be normal as well, because I bought 100.
Alright.
I mean, and I also have things. So.
And your fucking gross-ass good beetles that everyone else was like, okay. And I'm over here like, no, I got rations, it's okay. I'm good.
Vera's definitely just having beetle.
Yeah, that's great.
And you have to watch that shit.
I have to sit by you as you pop fucking beetles in your mouth like they're candy.
Well, I mean, you can't see it because of your right eye, but you can definitely hear it.
I can look... Oh, God, I actually think, like, my stomach turned a little on that one.
Oh boy, I hope
my
that
hair's
comes
standing
through that well
up.
on the recording.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, Alright, so what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to roll some dice each day to determine whether there's a random encounter along the road for all of you guys.
Okay.
And we're just going to kind of shoot through this at the pace we do. So here we go. Okay, so the first day outside of Hartenshin, you guys pass a troop of soldiers who are currently marching west on foot. And you guys are also traveling west along the road, and you pass them. They have no real interest in stopping you. They're just heading out to reinforce Visgard Citadel. It's about roughly 32 soldiers. So It's up to you if you want to do anything with them or not, but they're marching out to reinforce. Okay.
I'll be like, I'm replacing your jobs.
Which one's is Visgard Fortress the place?
That's the one we were at.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the citadel you were at that was attacked.
Gotcha.
And a lot of people died.
A lot of people died.
Yep.
But we didn't, so that's...
Holla! So we're passing people.
Okay. So the next 4 days pass with very little interest taking place. You guys do pass a landmark, and you arrive down here where there's this three-way road intersection. It's around a place known as Fuchdorf, and there is a very large castle outside of a small town, and the castle sort of looks dilapidated. It looks old and not terribly well kept. So it sort of almost has a creepy look to it. Like certain windows are damaged, and it just kind of looks ominous. It's sitting on a rise above the small town.
Cool.
Looks a little...
Yeah, the town near it is a sleepy little village. Is sort of nestled in the lowlands around the castle.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, Karis sort of like is staring at it.
Oh, go destroy it. It's a tourist trap.
That was for you.
Oh, gotcha.
You're the one who wanted to destroy tourist trap.
No, I just went over my head.
Disable them.
Oh.
You wanted to disable them.
Yeah. All right, so that will put, and then if you guys aren't going to stop at the town of Reitberg, Reitberg is mostly a logging town. They log the northern reaches of the Great Vale, but the lumber trade here isn't extraordinary, but it's enough that it warrants a town to exist. So they produce a fair amount of timber for the rest of the kingdom. It's not like the primary timber resource for the kingdom, but it's a supplementary resource for timber. Anywho, if you guys aren't stopping, I'll keep rolling.
Anyone want to stop?
I mean, we are on our way somewhere, so I don't think Vera would definitely say anything about talking at a castle.
Okay.
What about Soul?
Soul wouldn't say anything. They're just like... They seem kind of distracted, and they keep messing with these new gloves that they have. But they seem oddly okay with traveling now, which I don't think they were before.
Interesting.
That's all I got for you.
I think Vera would continuously be looking at the gloves, but they don't want to talk to you because they...
It's like looking at a scar of someone, but you're like, do I ask if, like, where they got the scar, or is that inappropriate?
Well, no, it's more of that they're like, oh, Soul's angry at me. I don't want to fuck this up more than I already did.
Well, Soul's distracted. Probably looks a little daydreamy half the time.
Also, by this time, I think Vera would turn around and ask Lovette, what are we traveling to the Steam Isles for in such a hurry?
Well, I'm not in a hurry anymore, and I'm starting to head...
Soul turns back at the word of not in a hurry anymore. Sorry, what?
I've read over this note more times, and I just kind of panicked at first. But I thought that Markus was interested in heading to the Merry Valley, and we are in that direction. I think we should stop there first, actually.
Soul at first looked upset, and then looks like they calmed down when you mentioned going to the Merry Valley first. Well, I do want to go see the dragon, and I'm sure Markus is very interested too.
Hells yeah!
Good to join us, Markus. And Soul, is it just been one day or a couple of days since we left?
This is day 5.
Okay.
Making it the 9th
Soul
of
kind of
November.
like nudges Vera and is just like, so, you doing okay? And I'd like to say this is while we're like, of course, just having the carriage move, because no one said we wanted to stay at that place.
It's fine. It's nothing
too horribly new.
Okay, well, even, quieter than normal quiet, so I just wanted to check up on you.
I'll be fine.
Okay, well, if you want to actually talk, just let me know. I'm here, obviously sitting next to you for, hours on end during the day.
Probably, a few minutes after that, Vera would say, so, what's with the gloves?
Oh, they're new.
Yes, thought so.
I don't know, do you like them? They're kind of fancy, got some floof here, same color as my skirt.
They're nice.
Yeah, thanks. And I've got, 2 finger holes, on my left hand, so it's easier for me to play my lyre while still wearing them.
Vera will just be, nodding, yep. Fashion.
Yeah, I've had these for a while. I just haven't put them on until recently.
Are you still wearing, are you wearing rings over?
Not over.
Okay, it's underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
All right.
And they continue in silence.
After the stirring revelation that is Soul's gloves, you guys continue on.
Quiet, Beardy.
Quality content.
Quality content today. Thanks for listening to our podcast. See y'all next time. Later in the day, you hear bird song. You hear a bird singing near evening of day 5. This seems to be coming from inside the carriage.
Oh,
shit.
That's what Soul and Vera hear.
the bird is coming from inside the house.
On the inside of the carriage, you see that Karis has taken Beauregard's cage, and out of pretty much sheer boredom, decided to reanimate the canary.
Poor
Cool.
Karis. Karis is like, I want to travel with you guys so I can practice my skills. And she's
What
just
the hell?
in a wagon.
So, yeah, those of you inside the carriage, which would just be Lovette and Markus, you see Karis during the trip has, managed to take this bird cage with a dead bird in it, and is kind of just, looking at it for most of the day, and then she'll, take out her journal and, look over some notes, pull out her spell book, flip through a few pages, look back at the bird, kind of think for a little bit, and then eventually get out some of this, powdered black material and, pour it on the bird itself, and then shoot some magic into it. And
Soul just looks inside the window.
Its feathers and flesh just sort of pop off in a puff, leaving leaving a teeny tiny little skeletal bird that hops up and and starts tweeting.
No!
I love it.
I love it.
I
hate that it's necromancy, but I love it.
Yeah, Lovette's moping dies down a little bit as this goes on because she's just so curious about it. And when the bird like, oh wow, that's cool.
Soul pokes their head in. What happened to Beauregard?
He's
Karis looks at you. Karis is like,
I woke up.
I fixed him.
Soul looks horrified. He was fine.
Karis opens the cage and holds their hand out, and this little tiny skeletal canary hops onto her hand, and she sets him on her shoulder.
I mean, can you even call it a canary anymore because it doesn't have the rest of its part?
I mean, it's still
yes.
canary.
It's just a skeleton.
It
Skeletally bird.
It continues to sing.
Actually,
sing. There's no lungs.
There's no vocal cords. Soul grabs their own.
I thought you released him before.
No, he's been with us the entire time. I have conversations with him.
Have you fed him?
You're supposed to feed them?
Vera just wide eyes, what the fuck?
I don't think Soul's ever owned a pet. I think the only reason they know you're supposed to feed horses is because they see people feeding horses.
It's not even that they need it. It's that's what you do.
It's a thing you do, yeah.
Yeah, it just makes them happy.
Soul shrugs, what? He was fine.
He was most likely dead.
No!
I didn't mean to offend you.
No, it's okay.
She looks like genuinely wounded.
Oh no. I'm sorry, small child. I did not mean to.
It's fine, Curious. You can do whatever you want with the dead bird.
Really?
Yeah, of course. Like, Soul looks concerned.
Anything?
I don't know what that means, and I'm scared.
I'm excited.
You can see some kind of like... You can see kind of like wheels turning. I mean, if you're sure...
Am I going to regret this?
I think anything we say we might regret at this point. We're already heading down south.
Well...
Go for it!
Okay. Thanks. This has been a good talk. Here.
You too.
Karis tosses Blue Regard to Lovette.
Oh.
Soul goes back and sits down normally in the front and just mumbles to Vera. It was my bird. I mean, well, you bought it, but you gave it to me.
I mean, I was just using it so that we could go through the mine.
Yeah, and I took care of it.
Did you?
I mean, he was in the cage. That's where they're supposed to be.
They're supposed to be outside of cages.
I'm fairly certain.
Well, then why was he in a cage?
Because we had to keep him with us.
But why?
Because otherwise he would fly away as we were going into the cave.
Then why was he in the cave? Soul doesn't understand at all.
I'll explain. I'll explain that stuff to.
Soul looks so horrified that that's a route to take a bird into like a dangerous place. And they're just quiet for the rest of the day, just like with a 5-yard stare of just horrified.
Yeah, I'm inspecting this bird pretty closely too.
Okay. Yeah, Karis tosses it to you, and it'll sing for you. She explains that it's incapable of flight now, so you'll have to carry it.
Oh.
It cannot fly, but it can speak and make noises.
She nods. It's not really that hard to do that. The flight's a bit trickier.
But doable.
She kind of scratches the back of her head. Theoretically?
This is interesting to me. I'm familiar with animation for inanimate objects, but necromancy is still rather foreign to me. Most of my automatons, I use a form of summoning to bind a piano creature to them. But, I've never thought of that magic exists for those purposes.
Well, it's all pretty straightforward, I think, at least.
Well, I would love to learn more about it. I'm not sure that I'm capable of practicing it, but the knowledge would be helpful.
Well, if you'd like, you can look through this. She picks up her spell book, kind of like runs her hand across the cover, and then hands it to you.
I have a look of total reverence. I understand giving how much it means to give somebody your big book. I take it really fondly, but thank you.
If I remember correctly, summoners aren't really able to learn spells from books like that, right?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't think so. I have to check, because I've never considered that it might be possible, but I don't believe that. I believe they're more like sorcerers.
Yeah, where they have a smaller controlled known list.
Yeah, because I don't have to prepare spells, I'm pretty sure.
No, yeah, you're a spontaneous caster, so... Okay, so she'll hand you the book if you want to, flip through it, and she'll go through some of her other journals while you're doing that.
Well, that's nice. Lovette and Karis getting along.
We get to be nerd buddies.
So, I have a question, and it's something we didn't quite go over yet for the travel. Where/how are you guys sleeping at night? Because the carriage is not really designed for sleeping, like a lot of people in it. So
no, and it would also stink like shit if we slept in there.
I'd like to think we probably just sleep around a fire normally.
Okay, so make a campfire, sleep around it. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I feel like Vera could sleep anywhere though.
Well, yeah.
Of course she could. She's probably happiest that we're sleeping outside.
I like to imagine that they wild shape into a bee and sleep somewhere. As a bee.
And a flower.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cute. Little flower bed. Oh.
Well,
except for that it's a fist-sized bee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna ignore that fact and just pretend you're a cute little bumblebee.
I still say that it's super soft,
I don't want to touch you.
I know. You're being like disgusting. You get away from me.
So, where are we currently on our path, by the way?
You were just outside of Fuchdorf Castle. I'm going to go ahead and put a big X on the map.
Okay.
Where you are. Okay. I'm going to ping out a couple more days' travel. All right.
I don't like that.
So,
why?
The following day, you guys see some people walking along the road, heading in the opposite direction, so heading toward you guys.
Okay.
They're wearing robes, and they have like long, nondescript, kind of brown, black robes, and they have long sticks that they're leaning on, like basically quarterstabs.
Would I be able to tell what kind of people they are? Like if they're nomads or something? Like,
yeah, go ahead.
Is that a thing?
You can give me a perception check, everyone, and I'll
okay.
tell you what you can kind of see.
20!
All right.
Nat 20!
You got a nat 20
Woo!
for Soul. So, Soul, you see these guys are wearing robes that are greenish. They're green or brown or somewhere in between. And there's 3 of them. 2 male, 1 female. They're traveling along the road. They have sort of unkempt hair. Each of them has like a necklace that is joined, basically a rope or possibly even plant fiber loop that joins in the bottom with a carved piece of wood in the shape of an oak tree.
Would I know what that oak tree thing is?
Yeah, it's a holy symbol, and also they're barefoot.
Is that Eden?
Yeah.
Is that... Yeah. Soul leans back to the cart. Hey, Markus, we got some Eden followers coming our way.
You see these 3 figures. Markus, you notice that they appear to be wearing holy symbols of Eden, and they are dressed as in sort of a typical or almost stereotypical druidic fashion.
Oh, wow. Markus takes great interest and hails. Essentially give the greeting that a follower of Eden would give.
Is there a word for something like that? Is there a phrase?
Just sort of like a blessing or something within Scripture. So
exactly.
You think of it as be like seeing someone being like, peace unto you or something. Right.
Exactly.
So, something that would match that religion. So give me a knowledge religion check.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Beardy is now mommy, apparently.
Apparently I'm mommy DM now.
14.
Alrighty. You give them a standard blessing greeting from within church doctrine. And the 3 of them kind of stop and give the response back. And asks, what brings a cleric of Eden out to these parts?
Well, we're on our way down to, both the Merry Valley and to the Steam Isles, as you said?
The Steam Island, yeah. The Steam
Island.
It's just one.
Yeah.
We keep pluralizing it. Doesn't matter. Going home, are we?
You could say that. Hopefully.
Well, the journey is long and sometimes fraught with peril.
What brings you guys this direction?
We are journeying from the Great Vale to the lands of Vil. We are seeking to grow our numbers, and we seek converts from the human lands.
Well, there's plenty to listen.
What's the face that Vera makes at that?
Just scrunched up, just... Ugh.
Do they know where they're going, or do they need some area? Can we mark down on their map?
No, they're well aware of the land.
Well, wonderful.
But they thank you for the offer of assistance, though.
I give them...
They say that if once you get beyond the jagged torrents, though, the road does not become any less dangerous. The area north of the city of Zareth has been plagued with ogres recently.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
No.
We're heading right there.
No. Oh, booger.
Fuck. There's only, one bridge, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, any news from the Merry Valley?
None that I have of recent, no.
Any news from the Steam Isle?
He shakes his head no again.
Alright. I think I'd like to give them some gold and send them what's-her-name's way and have them mention us, and so that she'll take care of them.
This what's her name?
You're sending the religious, missionaries
to a mafia lady?
She will protect them and make sure that nothing comes harm to my fellow
not really. Not necessarily. She
Yes,
didn't
You think you have that kind of pull with the crime boss?
I don't think you have the same pull as Soul does.
I had a good conversation. Mention us, not just me.
Soul
I
smirking.
have that hole for a whole lot longer.
No, probably not. No.
Alright, so how much gold were you going to give them?
I'd give them 50 gold.
Okay.
Wow. So generous.
It's called tithing.
Yeah. Okay, so I've taken 50 gold off your character sheet. They thank you for your generous donation to the cause, and in exchange, they're going to cast some spells,
Sweet.
both on your animals and on the wagon itself.
Cool.
And then one of them is going to reach into their pack, and they're going to pull out a small leather sack of berries, and they're going to hand them to you.
Berries! Yum. I love berries.
Each one can fill the stomach of a grown man.
Yeah.
They're good berries.
I mean, we don't really need them.
They're better than beetles.
Well, I'll
That's
tell
really
you, Markus, if it's will fill the belly of a grown man, Markus will be fed for a while. Us small people will be fed for a good long time. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, and eating with you.
Okay. So, just in case you were curious, the leader of the group of druids introduces himself as Erdan.
Erdan.
Erdan, E-R-D-A-N.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, like Eden, but like Erdan?
No.
I like that.
So, yeah. So he wishes you all luck, and the spells they cast on your animals and on your carriage seem to fix any wear and tear on them, as well as make the animals seem a bit more healthy.
Invigorated.
Yeah. So they seem to have tipped. Basically, they did some general maintenance on your stuff.
Like a good carpenter.
Yeah.
Like you got the oil changed. Would that be a name that I might recognize as a
Knowledge, religion.
Abilities, skill. There we go. Skills, knowledge, religion. Yeah.
21. The name does not ring a bell.
Rats.
Sorry. Specific roster of clergymen is a pretty hard DC.
Pooh.
It's like rabbits, just so many of them.
Only a 20.
Well, the DC for that would have been probably a 25 or above to pick out a specific roster member of a specific circle of druids on a specific thing. I mean, that's pretty granular for like church organization.
So are most people who follow Eden druids?
Yes. Most of them are druids.
Wow, Markus sure is weird, huh?
Yeah, there are also clerics, because people have to spread Eden's guidance in civilization as well as in the wilderness. But Eden's most powerful in the wilderness. Alright, so they will bid you adieu and continue on their journey. Alright, so that will take us on to the next day. So nothing much is going to happen for the next roll after that. So that's going to put you guys outside of the Great Vale, the closest point to the forest that the road ever reaches. So just off the road to your left is the beginnings of a very large forest that seems pretty ancient. It's an old forest.
Knowledge, nature.
And we know that there's weavers and stuff.
That's the other forest.
Okay.
But this one's also dangerous, I'm pretty sure.
None of them are friendly. Okay, knowledge nature, you got an 11 plus 7 and 18. So Markus, you know that this forest appears to be ancient and at the same time well tended. You feel a sort of a connection to natural well, you actually don't. Scratch that. You should feel a connection to this place. You feel like in a past life you may have, but
I feel nothing.
Oh.
for some reason this place just feels like any other place to you. And you have been feeling a little bit more drained
Morose
than usual, just because there's no one around, and it's kind of odd.
And a necromancer.
Because you don't really remember feeling this way in the before times, right? All the memories you have before you, and all of your memories before Edge, you don't remember ever feeling like a sense of emptiness when you're out in nature, but you definitely feel it now.
That's weird. I can't wait to find out. I'm so excited.
Well, you're on your way.
Yeah.
So, today, We're right next to that forest, right?
Yeah.
If there isn't anything that happened when we're just about getting ready for camp, Soul kind of like looks at everyone and is just like, so I've been doing a fair amount of shifts just now and in the past. And I was wondering if you guys would mind if I just slept in the carriage tonight. I know that might be a little weird.
He's fine. I was not gonna be too in there myself. I didn't know that we were making a big deal out of it, actually.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. I would just like to curl up and just have one morning where the sun just isn't on my face when I wake up. Just a little less, you know?
Why not?
It's just not my thing, Vera. That's all.
Shrugs.
Shrug.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks, guys. I really appreciate that.
Oh, of course.
Like, Soul gives Lovette a happy pat on the head, and then goes to, like, touch Vera's shoulder, and then is like, I don't think you're into that. They go into the carriage and curl up for a bit.
All right.
Like a cat.
So the evening winds on. Who is keeping watch that night?
I believe...
So let me just pull up the full watch list.
How about Markus and Vera, and then Carriage and Lovette?
Soul just wanted a break.
Okay. In that case, I need a perception from Lovette.
Well, I'm not actually going to watch. I'm going to make Archie do it.
All right. Give me a perception. Give me a
Because
perception.
Oh yes, I will
Archie.
I'll give you one. But I'm going to be moaning about stuff to Karis during that time.
Okay. Well, like what?
I guess Archie's more invested in our conversation.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So what did you want to talk to Karis about?
Well, at least I'm really confused right now. I just don't know how to talk to you about this. I've had so many things going not the way I expected. I feel like my entire journey, the one thing I thought could be the redeeming feature of my life, now for not, and I can't even focus about it because the only thing I can think about is Soul and how much I screwed up with them, and how much I wasted my time.
Well, I mean, I guess the way I look at it is, you got a letter from your parents, right?
Yeah,
And they want you, right?
I think so.
Well, then, I mean, I could imagine worse situations.
I think so. I suppose. I can't even focus on that thing. I'm terrified to actually go back and see them. I was not ready to go back a failure. I was more prepared to not come back at all.
Well, my experiences with families are limited, but, I mean, it sounds like they're the sort of people that would accept you no matter what.
I sure hope so. I don't really remember. It's been a very long time since I've seen either of them.
So, you said you were preoccupied with Soul?
Yes. I was being blind this entire time, and it was only in the last moments when everything was too late for me that I realized what was happening.
Because Soul was with Siva?
Well, it sure seems that way.
I mean, I guess look on the bright side. We're outside of Hartenshin, so they're not really together anymore.
Of course it really benefit me. So is one whose mind wanders frequently. And I also busted. I went ahead and went by the math you said before and quietly bought a couple of wine bottles.
Cool.
If that's cool. And
Yeah,
I'm going
absolutely.
to bust one of those open and start drinking it down.
Great watch,
Should we
people.
be doing that when we're on watch?
Archie has got it. He's fine.
Is that... Well, she kind of shrugs. I guess if that's the case, she reaches her hand out to take one of them from you.
Oh, sure, yeah. You should... What's about Alpha? Can he keep watch for us as well?
Yeah. Hold on one second. She stands up and kind of walks over to this cloaked figure that's just been standing like stock still near her. And she like whispers something to him and then sits back down, pops the cork out of the bottle of wine and starts drinking it. Yeah, he'll defend the spot even if I fall asleep now.
Worst watch people ever.
I know.
You sound so proud of that. I know.
Yeah.
I love it.
Although truth be told, she kind of looks over at Alpha just standing there. I could use a second one, I think I could just need maybe one more.
What would that entail?
Well, I need the raw materials. So let me know if you see a graveyard on the way, okay?
Oh, sure, I will.
And she shrugs, or maybe we'll get lucky and we'll find a dead body.
Or we'll get unlucky and we'll make a dead body.
So,
it's pretty fucking dark.
Have some.
It's true to our experience, though.
True.
I have some questions, and I just don't seem to quite be on the same wavelength as most people. So maybe I could get your opinion.
Yes, of course.
A lot of people seem, on edge about what I do, and it feels natural to me. So I kind of feel like it's a judgment against me personally. I'm really bad at thinking about this. I'm sorry. I guess I'll rephrase it. If something were to happen to one of you, should I not do anything with the body? Like, just as an example, say we were fighting something and you died.
Yes.
And I had a split second to react, and I could either run away and put everyone at danger, or I could bring your body back and maybe stop whatever was happening. What should I do?
Well, if I die, you have my permission to use my corpse. But please, do not resurrect any of the others. I don't want to see that. Well, I wouldn't be as bothered by it with Markus, but I don't think it will work with him.
Well, she kind of thinks about it. I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Of a zombie. Well, I don't know what's going on with him.
If anything, it might be easier to bring him back.
Really?
Apparently, if what you guys are saying is true and he doesn't have a soul, I could bring him back right now. I could animate him, but he's still alive, so the whole thing makes no sense. You know that, right?
Okay, well then, let's not do that. So don't reanimate any of them. But have my permission to reanimate myself.
Now I'm kind of curious. What if I just try to reanimate him right now?
Oh my god!
She takes like a long drink of wine. Because if he doesn't have a soul, and then she starts like running calculations through her head and like mumbling to herself. She sort of grows distant and becomes lost in thought.
Oh, Carriage?
Oh, sorry. Yes?
Oh, I just used... You kind of zoned out there.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out how much powdered onyx I needed to use on him. Never mind.
I was reading through your notes earlier, but I don't understand it conceptually completely. I was wondering, though, if there was a way to combine our specialties. As I am kind of understanding it, necromancy is animated.
Do you want to make some kind of cog zombie?
Well, that is ultimately kind of the idea, but hopefully something that doesn't look like a zombie.
She kind of like smiles. She like grins, toothy grin, as she thinks about this.
I cannot realistically reproduce what has happened with Archibald. I don't understand how he works. But if I am going to produce an hunting army for the village people, if that is a thing that's going to happen, this might be the solution.
So I could use necromancy and create sort of the core or shell of this thing, and then it would be augmented with your technology?
Well, it's augmented and disguised. As you have noted, people are not completely receptive to your technique.
Well, okay, so I could do that, but the problem is a willpower has to direct something, right? If it's mindless, it has to be directed by someone's mind. Otherwise, it just becomes chaotic and would just attack anything alive, or anything at all, really. And that's really dangerous, and you should never do that with anything. I mean, it's irresponsible. And I can only control so much. I mean, after a while, it just sort of makes me dizzy if I try to make too many things. It's happened a few times before. It sort of happened in the graveyard when you all found me. I probably raised a bit too much that day, and I'm really worried that maybe some of the things slipped away.
Really?
Maybe?
That's not good.
I don't think anything got away, but I think I sent everything back.
Well, if it did, we are not there, and we're not going to be able to do anything about it. So.
I was pretty drunk at the time.
I'm sure. Maybe the Siva will use this as an opportunity to test drive my machine. Because that make short work of zombies.
Well, so that was my point, though, is I don't know how we're going to replace an entire army, because after maybe a few dozen, she starts to run some numbers in her head, and before she pushes the thought out. Before I would lose control of them. Someone would have to control them.
That could be solved as an engineering problem. As long as they are animated, as long as they are producing movement, I could design the machine so that it tracks those movements in a correct fashion.
She kind of like
we're gonna make a Frankenstein's army here.
Yeah, this would be great. So she's just kind of thinking about it. She's like, let's make one first, and then see how that goes. Okay?
I agree.
A prototype.
And what shall we name our future prototype?
In the characteristically uncreative state that she's in, she says, we should probably call it Prototype 1.
Then
nailed it.
What? And
nailed it!
Tomorrow.
But, I mean, I've never been one for creative names. Right, Alpha? The hooded figure, does not move at all. Yeah, I'm right, she says to herself.
Cute.
I mean, my part of this whole thing would be fairly easy, so I imagine you have the harder job for this project.
Yeah.
So
it will give maybe something to distract me while we...
I've actually been thinking about something else. I've been thinking of a new project as well, and I'm not 100% sure if it will work, but the idea came to me earlier in the carriage when I asked if it was okay what I'd done, and they told me that I should just, I could do whatever, and then I started thinking about it, and I realized that, that tiny canary skeleton is really not that much different fundamentally from, say, Alpha skeleton here. And I thought to myself, what if I could amalgamate things, right? What if I took the component parts... Well, right, what if I took the hybrid parts of two different skeletons and, interlocked them in such a way to make new properties, make something with new capabilities?
I do not know much about biology, but this is very intriguing.
I mean, I don't think it would be all that much more complicated than raising one skeleton. I mean, it would use more materials, of course.
I wonder if this process could be reversed. Maybe that's where centaurs come from.
She giggles.
What the fuck?
And why do they have two rib cages? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I suppose if we run into any centaurs, you can ask them.
I probably will not. I have the feeling they would not be terribly receptive to that question, based on past experience.
What a loss for science.
I could ask harpies, though. They'd probably be cool with it. They'd be like, no.
No, that's bullshit. What's wrong with you?
And then I claw your eyes out.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I wasn't going to take it that far.
Well, that was disturbing as just a person
awesome.
listening to this.
Really
Yikes.
So this sort of leaves Karis scribbling in her journal as she's framing out a skeleton, and if you kind of look over her shoulder, Lovette, you can see what she's sketching out. And she's apparently sketching out a skeleton with 4 arms, capable of wielding 4 swords at the same time.
I am not looking over her shoulder because I am crazy sketching my own design, my session log.
Alright, so the two of you, completely neglect your watch duties, and time passes. You eventually, the sun comes up, and, it becomes time to kind of rouse everyone from their sleep. Make perception checks. Everybody.
Everybody?
Yeah, everybody.
Alright.
24.
24 from Vera. 14 plus 10.
I gotta figure out where perception is in between knowledge and perform. Oh wow, I got a 15.
Good job. 3 plus 12, 15. Hey, nat 20.
Archel got a nat
Archie,
20 to make up for that 3.
Good job.
Which is good because I don't think I'm still probably a little drunk.
Okay. Karis is also somewhat toasted, and she's not even going to make a perception check. So, let me roll for Markus, and he gets a 4 plus 9, 13. So, Archie is going to kind of they're standing there in the early morning hours, and Archie kind of walks over to you and says something, but you're, kind of drunk, and he kind of looks around and then goes back to what he was doing.
I don't know what he said.
Oh no!
Can I make a perception check to understand him?
Nah, it's fine. So,
Can I make a linguistics check? Okay.
You hear the carriage door.
Uh-oh.
The
chest. Oh, right. Sorry.
You see Soul, the tail end of Soul going into the carriage.
Okay. I guess, isn't Soul driving? Who's driving?
We're not driving right now, we're just waking up.
Everyone's just waking up.
Oh, I thought Soul was sleeping in there while we were watching. Okay.
Oh, they were.
Alright, I'll go check in the carriage.
Okay, you knock on the carriage door, or do you just want to open it?
I'll open it, because I think that I'd rather be quiet and just open it a little bit and peek in and be like, oh, are you sleeping again, or what's up?
Okay, you open it and you see Soul standing there, kind of not sure what.
Half-dressed.
Yeah, go for it.
So Soul's kind of half-dressed, and they kind of look like they're curling their clothes, wringing them out a little.
Mm-hmm.
And they look back, and they've got their shirt off, and pretty much they just have their pants on and their binding. And they'll look back and
Slam the door shut.
Okay.
About
10 or 15 minutes go by, and then Soul eventually comes back out. Their clothing's kind of damp.
By this point, everyone in the party's awake.
Good morning, everyone. How was the evening?
Good morning, sorry.
How was your night?
It was productive.
That's good. That's good.
Although I do seem to keep stumbling across the same old problems.
Uh-huh. Soul looks like their mind's somewhere else, but they're trying their best to be in this conversation. But they look like they're in a very good mood.
How are you?
I'm doing great, to be honest. I
Sleeping in
slept
the carriage
really well.
Was it good?
Yeah. You said you do that from time to time?
Just a little.
No. Well, it totally makes sense. And besides, I think it's a great idea once in a while. Not all the time, but it just felt like a well-needed rest. I really appreciate you letting me do that. I won't do it too often.
It quite so damp, so that is a little surprising.
Their ears go down. I may have accidentally sleepwalked in the evening and ended up in a bunch of dewy grass anyways, but falling asleep was great.
Karis looks up from their journal, looks you up and down, and kind of squints, and then goes back to their journal.
Okay. So, yeah. I'm really sorry about that. It won't happen again. I'll try not... I'll just lock myself in next time. That way it can't happen. But I don't plan to sleep in the carriage for a while. Fine.
Okay.
How was the watch? Do you
Kelly's.
have fun staring out in the open?
We designed an abomination.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was fun. Kelly's, can I talk to you for a moment?
Sure. Oh, was I
Okay, I
not
pull her
supposed to
aside.
talk about the abomination?
Oh no, that's not the purpose. Kelly's, I can't do this. I can't travel like this. I can't handle
What?
2 moments.
What's wrong? What's going on?
It just kind of looked like, oh, if you don't know, that I'm not
Is
going
it-
to explain it.
Is it because Soul's clothes were damp?
Soul, starts to kind of, shuffle away. They're like, I think you guys need a private moment, and I'm not really sure what happened, so I'm just gonna... And they, go to, wake up Markus and stuff.
Lovette, if you feel so strongly about Soul, you need to say something. Or do something about it. She kind of shrugs. I mean, like you said, Soul's sort of flighty, but, maybe if you did some kind of big romantic gesture... I'm really bad at this kind of stuff.
I tried that, and they just kind of neutralized it really hard.
Like what? What did you do?
You might hear a little jingling noise from time to time. I produced a little music box.
This is true. Soul does like to take it out once in a while when they're just driving and, ring it, roll
Every
it
time
up.
they play it, though, then Lovette looks, visibly anxious and...
Oh, no. Well, that's too bad. You're in the back seat. I can't see you.
Yeah.
Woo! That does sound like a nice gesture. Does Soul know what your intentions were with it, though?
I don't really know. I really don't have any idea.
Well, maybe you should be more upfront with it, then. Maybe if you told Soul how you feel...
I kind of sent some deliberate attempts to keep me at arm's length, so...
Oh. Well, like I said, I'm not really good at this sort of thing, so...
I know. I just
sorry
don't think I have to talk to anyone else about it.
Well, I mean, what about Vera or Markus?
I don't really... They don't, understand me. They don't really... I don't think they like me.
Why not? You seem like an upstanding gnome.
I said the C word.
Anyway, I think this group huddle is gone too long. We're starting to look suspicious.
Oh.
Soul's gotten the others, is looking for Vera and trying to figure out where Vera fell asleep.
It's like in a tree.
They're
Why
just
would
right
you
in front of you.
stand
It's
there?
just that you don't notice them or notice her because she's a bee.
Yeah, they're looking at the grass, not up. They're like,
Yeah.
where the fuck is Vera? Vera!
You see a tiny bed made of leaves with a bee tucked into it.
But a rat-sized bee.
Yeah, a rat-sized bee with it has a flower as a pillow.
Oh.
Aww. Soul kind of goes over and gets too close, like a little kid in a candy store.
A grass knit blanket.
Grass knit blanket.
Insects don't expand and condense when they breathe, do they? You can't see insects breathing.
They can it depends on the
I'd
type of
say-
insect.
"Quote unquote" pulsate.
Yeah, it's more like a pulsation or an undulation. Their body is segmented in such a way that it kind of expands and contracts slightly.
So you see this tiny rat-sized bee gently undulating, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
No, pulsating is grosser.
Pulsating.
pulsating.
Gently pulsate.
Yeah,
Gently pulsate.
as chitinous sheaths slide across one another. Yes, to create an artificial suction to move air in and out of its body cavities, or move liquid through its body cavities rather, because it's not moving air in. It's moving. I tell you the term is ichor. It's moving its ichor through its body, and that's what transports useful material and waste products through its body. Insects are fun.
Dude, you're just as gross.
Vera.
You're just as gross being as in humans.
Yeah,
We're way grosser.
human
We're
beings.
way
Yeah,
grosser. You kidding?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Can I wake Vera up? Vera! And
Just
then,
he gets out of the form.
way too close now. It's just hi.
Ow.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up like that. I'm sorry. And, like, Soul just kind of, like, pushes Vera to, like, get out of, like, the closeness. Okay, that was weird. Good morning. It's time to go.
Okay.
Did you sleep well?
I'm fine.
Good. I slept really well, too.
What's good? Why are you...
I slept-walked, and I ended up being in a pretty high grass field, so it was very dewy. And then I kind of must have rolled a bunch, too.
Oh.
So, do you need me to give you your change of clothes?
Soul kind of looks nervous. I don't have a change of clothes.
Oh, no? Oh, that's strange. Okay. Right.
That's such a dirty hobo thing.
Excuse me?
And, like, Vera's like, I accept this.
Why would you need another pair of clothes?
Well, I mean, when I left home, I only had enough time, and I ripped up a dress and made this. Like, Soul, like, looks very proud of their makeshift craftsmanship that's pretty much just being held together with a bunch of belts.
It's much more practical.
Thank you. And I can always turn my my skirt into, like, a shawl, or a blanket, or a pillow. That's what I did last night. It was a pillow.
Wait,
was it, Mo?
Does everyone else have more clothes?
What's
yeah, does everyone else have more clothes?
Your shirt has.
My skirt.
No, I know. Oh, well, okay.
What?
Nothing. Just, the skirt's wet as well.
And, like, Soul kind of, like, bunches it up behind them. It's just, like, it appears I carried it with me. Anyways, onto the road, right, everyone? And Soul, like, skips over to the front of the cart. Carriage. Who's ready to go on an adventure?
Wait.
Woo!
Vera will get onto the front of the cart.
Yeah, because we're driving buddies.
Alright. Well, the party will move on then. Everybody loads back up into the carriage and continues along the road. I'm going to roll a couple more die to check a few more days here. Awesome. Okay. So you guys make it 5 more days, which will take you to the 14th of November. So this spot, I'll mark on the map.
So I'm assuming that a lot of the evenings, at least, during the watch times, Soul's just kind of been doing singular ones to kind of let as many people as possible sleep for as long as possible. And then they kind of they do like a half sleep kind of like while they're driving, where they trust Vera pretty much completely at this point to drive. So like once in a while they'll take a small nap and then get back and drive, and then they'll sleep in the middle again.
Okay. So on the
But they've been doing a lot of watches.
Sure. So on that 5th day, you find something during your travels. So this road is the trade route between Vil and the city of Zareth, and the city of Zareth, and then everything south of that's the Mary Valley and the Steam Islands. It's not like a heavily traveled trade road, but it is still a trade road. Along the road in front of you, as you're traveling, you can see a wagon train. So there's probably, we'll say 3 wagons. So not a huge wagon train, but 3 wagons, some sort of small trade caravan probably. But it's but it's not moving. It sort of just stopped. And it's the middle of the day. So that's kind of strange.
Maybe they're having lunch.
Maybe.
You don't have to stop a cart to have lunch.
I mean, I don't know. Some people are more simple.
Do I see anything strange about?
You see no one. You see no movement of any kind.
I'd like to do a perception check if that's okay, unless it's not necessary, and then I'll fuck off.
No, please do a perception check if you'd like to kind of.
That was a 27.
A 27 perception check. So you look, and one thing that is very strange is for 3 wagons, you would imagine there to be quite a few people. Mm-hmm. You, however, don't see any movement of any kind. There's no people. There's nothing moving around. Even the wagon animals are also missing. The beasts of burden that would be pulling the wagons, like if they were using horses or oxen, are also gone. There doesn't appear to be anyone there.
Wow.
However, the wagons themselves seem undamaged.
Soul looks kind of uncomfortable. Where the heck is everyone and thing? There's nothing here other than the wagons with shit in them.
Okay. So, would you like to approach closer?
Personally, no.
Okay. You
but
can make
that depends on the rest of the party.
Well, okay, so you
Well, I don't
have
know
options
any of
here. You guys could approach closer and see what the issue is. Alternatively, you could swing around wide to either the north or the south and go around this in case that it's like a trap or something dangerous.
What does everyone think? Should we approach? Should we go around?
Mm-hmm.
I think our carts just kind of stopped currently,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a
we're
bit
stopped.
away.
Yeah.
Could we send something in for recon? Like,
Sure.
Hummel?
Yeah, I tap my apiary. Hummel.
Buzz, buzz.
Buzz, buzz, bitches.
Would you check out the cart, see if there's anything over there?
Okay,
Make sure
so
there's...
follow-up question. Your link with Hummel, is it still an empathic link or is a full telepathic link? Can you talk with him?
He understands English or Villish,
Sure.
but I usually will ask him questions, like yes/no questions, and have him relay that via
Via dance.
Noises?
Via dance, sure. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd use speak with the animals, but I don't have that on me right now.
Okay. So, yeah, Hummel has an intelligence score of 6. He's not stupid. I mean, he's slow, but he's not stupid.
Oh, he's
Alright.
not as smart as Archie.
No, he's also a B.
It's true. But I'm just glad that Archie's smarter than something.
I'm just saying, like, a normal B has an intelligence score of 0, so he's a
That's
pretty
true.
fucking smart B.
That's true. But most automatons also don't have an intelligence score.
Alright, so you send Hummel out to check out what's going on out there, and he comes back a few minutes later and lands near you, lands on your hand or whatever.
So, did you find anything?
He dances for no.
Well, he didn't see anything.
Do you want to approach the carriages? Or carts?
Yeah, they're 3 covered wagons.
Any signs of any struggles or anything? I'm asking Hummel.
Yeah. Buzz for yes.
There seems like there was some kind of struggle there.
So, someone's been taken from this place then? And everything else is left?
He does his dance that's sort of like a circle. So I'm assuming he has a dance for yes, a dance for no, and a dance for I don't know.
Yeah.
Or unknown. He dances the unknown dance.
Soul seems surprised that he
I like
responds to them, and they look really excited. He knows what
I
I'm
really
saying?
like the phrase.
I know.
"Hummel
He
the
dances the
unknown
unknown dance. Yes. I'm keeping that. Hummel dances the unknown dance.
We are next to the Jagged Torrent, so...
And
Let's just go around to the south, not close to the forest. Unless you really want to go and look inside, though.
I mean, there's nothing... It'd be theft to take anything.
I agree. And Hummel didn't see anyone, so no one's there. Maybe they'll come back, even though there are signs of struggle?
I highly doubt it.
Well, we're not thieves, right?
Correct.
Zol looks back at the party and is like, is it okay if I go around?
Karis peeps up. Do you think there could be materials there?
Can you sense them?
She looks at you like what the hell are you talking about?
Soul just kind of shrugs, I don't even know what at this
No,
point.
I don't just sense them.
Okay. I mean, Hummel said there wasn't any bodies.
Hummel dances the unknown dance.
Or he's not sure if there are any bodies. What?
Do you want me to check it out?
Just be safe.
I will.
That's it.
I'll turn into a tiny bee.
Okay.
Tiny-ish bee.
Hummel will ride on your back like he's riding some
Noble
sort of
steed.
Yeah, like yours noble steed. One of his arms is flailing
Oh,
in
I
the air
love
above
that.
Am
I
I-
love that.
As a bee, can I understand Hummel?
him. No. It does not give you the
Damn
ability
it.
to speak with animals.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's alright. It is worth a try.
That's fair. It's true. It is. Alright, so you...
So I'll fly on top of the carts and then make my way delicately around, being very cautious.
Okay, make a perception
Hummel
check,
is-
please.
Hummel is too drunk and falls off.
Okay, you got
16.
a 6 plus 10, 16. You look around the area, and this is definitely the site of some sort of battle. It appears that this wagon train was attacked very suddenly You see a lot of marks on the ground, like a lot of footprints, blood stains. You see some dropped weapons, like a couple of like standard short swords just cast across the ground. Except they're not stained with blood. Like, the blood stains are just on the ground. There's a weapon that's stained with what looks like sort of a dried white residue.
Would I recognize this at all?
Give me a knowledge nature, please.
Got this. I am tired.
Come on.
Okay.
Well.
You got an 8 plus 4, 12.
Can you give me that too?
Are you there and looking at it?
Oh, sorry.
What is this, Markus? What is this? You can head over there if you want.
Not yet. Please don't yet do it yet.
But do what Markus does.
But do what
yet.
Markus does. What does a
Not
Markus do?
Markus
Runs away.
Markus stays
Markus
safe.
does not run away.
Markus stays safe. Markus stays with the caravan. All right. It looks like some sort of dried ichor, maybe.
Is it any way reminiscent to the
Weaver goo?
the Weaver goo that we destroyed those ones?
Or whatever you spit out.
Yeah.
Yes?
It looks reminiscent of maybe like their internal fluid.
I will
Hard pass.
rush back and tell the party, we have to go. Like, changing back.
Got it. And like Soul like moves the cart to the south. Around.
Alright.
Did you find any bodies?
There seem to be mostly just weapons and blood. I assume that the bodies were turned into weavers.
Oh, we do need to go. Let's go.
Oh.
Soul just like looks so panicked and is just like, not again.
Get in the
Yeah,
couch.
let's get out of here then. So, alright, so the party is going to sweep to the south and go around that. So
Fuck that shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
So that's going to bypass. So the new proposed route is going to be like that.
That was like the most terrifying episode. The Weaver one.
The Weaver
yeah,
one.
really.
Oh.
I'm very sorry.
I'm still traumatized.
Still traumatized.
Okay.
All right. So the new proposed route is just to bypass that whole intersection and just go southeast.
Yeah,
And
just fucking go.
get back on the road. Okay.
Yeah.
Night of the 14th.
Yeah, night of the 14th.
Soul kind of looks at the party and is just like, so, any chance it'd be okay if I slept in the cart again? I promise to lock myself in so I'm not wet this time.
I mean, either way is fine.
Thanks, Vera.
Oh yeah, the moisture is not an issue.
I'm sorry about last time.
Karis raises an eyebrow but raises no resistance.
And Soul, like, looks a little saddened by the reaction, but just kind of goes into the cart.
Oh yeah, I've had the eyebrow raise going too.
Vera doesn't know shit. It's like, whatever.
All right.
Sometimes you just want to sleep in different places. That's fine.
So the evening is going to pass as normal. I need a perception check from the second watch. So Lovette / Archie
Alright.
/ Karis / Alpha.
I'll actually roll this time.
Well, now you're like watching for Soul.
Actually, you're right. I am absolutely going to be doing that. But Archie's going to be watching just for watch.
Okay. Archie's watching for danger because, you guys still think you're in range of being attacked by weavers. Lovette, you're watching.
I started drinking too early.
You're watching for Soul, but you only got a 6.
Yep.
All right. Karis, on the other hand, is far too interested in filling out the notes she has for the creation of these new types of skeletons, because over the last couple of days, she has made up multiple variants that she thinks she can create as soon as she gets the right materials. She's got different ones, and some of them are real fucked up.
Dude, I just imagine like a middle schooler's sketchbook of like a skeleton with 4 arms and it's like rad 6 fingers, giant teeth.
Kinda, yeah.
It's like a Stussy.
Because she's considering like how to amalgamate stuff together into making new kinds of skeletons that she could control.
And there's that S thing everywhere.
That's what I just said.
Oh yeah.
Just Stussy.
Oh,
is that what it's called?
No,
yeah, apparently.
Lovely. The night passes without any issue.
I hope she's helping me plan and trying robot zombie.
Karis goes, in the early morning to go and talk to Soul by themselves.
Soul opens up the door for Karis and lets them in.
Okay. Well, we'll take that conversation offline at a different point.
Okay.
So a minute later, Karis comes back out of the cart and goes back about her business.
Soul comes out soon after. This is the morning?
Yeah, this would be the morning of the 15th.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Soul comes out. Good morning, everyone!
Morning.
Soul, goes to wake up Markus.
Wake up, motherfucker!
Good morning, Markus. Wake up.
Why don't you put on a little makeup?
Something to keep on the table.
Markus wakes up.
Good morning!
Under protest.
So that would put you guys... I'm going to make a new space here on the map. That puts you all right. Alright. So you've got 18 more days or so.
Soul gets on the cart. They look like they're having a great day.
You sleep well?
I slept really well. Really, really well. How about you?
Okay.
It's up to right. You seem to definitely sleep better when you're in the cart.
And it actually lets me, do a full meditation. And, Soul kind of, looks back and forth and, leans in and is and I kind of let myself sleep a couple more hours. I know it's not necessary, but it's kind of relaxing.
Do you sleep?
Yeah, I sleep 4 hours every time.
Yeah.
Just when I'm watching, I don't really get a chance to full on just go. It's a lot of short rests and then once in a while a good once in a while. Yep. Why do you ask?
Just curious.
How's it sleeping like a bee? Sleeping as a bee? What's bee sleep like?
Like normal sleep.
Really?
I mean, I don't normally sleep as a bee.
Oh.
It's more of just if that's what I'm doing beforehand.
Oh, okay. Is it fun being a bee?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah?
I mean, I don't just turn into it for fun, but...
But can you?
Oh, of course.
So, can you turn into anything else?
I can turn into a lot of things.
Why would you want to do that?
I will turn into a small, so that's a, dog size?
Yes.
Small dog? Earwig.
Soul jumps off of the carriage. Immediately. No! No! Stop!
What just happened?
I'll turn
We
back.
lost someone.
Soul, just, has her hands up and, walk. I can't do it! No!
What? You wanted to...
The chest bursts open and Alpha comes out sword drawn.
Soul, Soul looks terrified, and they just kind of crumple to the ground. Why?
It wasn't that bad.
Oh god, it was disgusting!
There's papers and notes everywhere in the carriage now.
Just an earwig.
It was huge!
I'm gonna fire a crossbow bolt into the chest.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
You don't understand,
crunchy.
alright? You don't know my people. I'll just cross it out and the bolt off. I don't think I'd really need a roll for this, I imagine.
Soul's just in the tall grass, just laying down and kind of rocking it.
Do you need time or something? Or...
No, I'll come in a second. Just need a second. Oh my god. Can Alpha go away, please?
Kara says something to Alpha, and Alpha collapses back into the chest.
So pops their head out from the tall grass, and they look around, kind of like meerkat-like.
Guys, you need to tell me that I was going to do that.
Sorry, I left instructions for him to protect the group in case of some sort of attack, so...
Oh, why, you didn't tell me the chest was just going to open on its own.
Well, I mean, Alpha needs somewhere to ride, and figured this would be the most convenient place.
Okay, I need to explain the thing about gnomes to you. We don't like chests to open on their own.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Just if you is there any...
Well, it's also a chest seat, so...
The most deadly of mimics.
Little do you realize the entire carriage could be a mimic.
You know.
That's true.
And you're already inside it.
See, good thing we didn't go into those other cards.
Yeah.
Definitely a mimic.
Definitely
Definitely
mimics.
mimics.
So.
Definitely mimics.
Sword and blood mimics.
So, like, stands up, goes back to the cart, like, sits down, and, like, just looks really embarrassed that they screamed so loudly. And just, like, whips the reins so that the horses start up again.
I basically have the same look on my face. Yeah.
False alarm. Sorry, everyone.
Never again. Never again.
It's not that bad.
It was...
It's useful.
I'm sure it is, but not when we're driving!
Well, you were asking about it.
I just wanted to know if you could, not that you would. So it looks kind of distressed.
I mean, it's not like he would attack you. I mean, it's just me in a different form.
Like rolls her eyes and then just starts going.
Yeah, we're just driving. Soul's just making sad noises.
I'm staring both really embarrassedly and, like, ashamedly at the fucking hole for my crossbow on the seat.
Don't you have mending?
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'll mend it. I'll pull out my gauntlet and the little tiny hands will reconstitute it somehow.
Hide the shame.
Hide the shame.
Also, you don't want Soul to find that.
Yeah.
But what the fuck?
Yeah, that's basically, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be so mad.
Mom's gonna be so bad, you guys.
Alright, you guys continue traveling down the, well, not really road right now, you're off-road. And the road's a little bit more, the path you're taking rather, is a bit more bumpy than the road. So the carriage is kind of uncomfortable to ride in today.
Soul's driving currently with Vera.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's just kind of casual. Like, once in a while it's just quiet, and sometimes there's, like, some conversations here and there between different people in the cart or outside, or both. Mm-hmm. And Soul leans back a little. They move their head back enough to where their voice is a little easier to be heard from the back, and the windows open and stuff. So there's something that I maybe want to talk to you guys about at some point.
Karis looks up from her journal. Everyone?
Everyone.
She puts her books away.
I didn't know if we wanted to stop and talk and wait till we're, like, setting up camp, or if we wanted to do this now. It really depends on, like, if we feel like talking right now.
Okay.
Or if we should wait. That's fine, too. Mentally preparing stuff is fine.
I mean, if you're ready to talk now, you may as well do it now.
And Soul, like, looks back at Karis.
Karis kind of shoots you a knowing glance.
So, before we left Hartenshin, I might have gotten engaged.
Okay.
Before again, do you mean?
I mean, more like just accepted the same one again. And they take off their gloves and they show their old engagement ring on their ring finger, their left ring finger.
I thought you didn't like that one.
I had some serious discussions with him, and I realized a lot of my perceptions of things have been one-sided. So after some talking, we realized we both have very similar goals in mind. So we decided to continue our engagement on a personal level and not just a duty-bound level. And that's it. And then Soul, like, kind of, like, looks forward and just, like, continues to stare at the road ahead.
And what does that mean?
Over.
What do you mean, what does that mean?
I don't know.
It means they're getting married.
Well, I know that.
Thank you, Karis.
You're welcome.
Thumbs up. Like, just like they put their hand through the window and just give a thumbs up. Don't look, they just do it. Currently I'm with you guys. I mean, eventually there will be a marriage, but that's a long time from now. So, no skin off my back. I get to hang out with you guys. He's totally fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's actually really good.
Well, that's good.
Let's see.
Really, I don't see the point of any of that stuff, but...
No, it's okay. It's not for everyone, Vera. It's just the best decision for me right now, I guess.
Well, that's good then.
Thank you. And Soul looks like genuinely touched by the comment because Vera, like, they're not really the best at relations and stuff like that, but it's obvious they're trying enough, I guess. So, like, Soul's like, "Aw, thanks, bestie."
Well, I think Vera's just more concerned if you're going to be leaving.
No, not at all. Maybe, like...
Maybe, like, whenever you're in the car.
Yeah, I mean, maybe once in a while in the middle of the night. Not every night, just once in a while. You know.
Karis asks a question. So, when's the wedding?
Well, originally it was planned for the winter solstice, but I kind of delayed it to around the spring equinox if possible. I would like to get as much time and information out here as possible beforehand.
Alright, so as an aside to the party, DM'd players, so looking at the calendar, it is currently November 15th. The winter solstice would be December 23rd. That was the original date that was pushed back to the spring equinox, which would be March, like, 21st or 23rd. I need to look that one up. So it essentially means that Soul would be getting married in about 4 months.
See.
Dang, gotta get back in time.
And Soul lives...
No, gotta fucking install this shit.
Alright, so I'm gonna circle a space here far to the west. I think that's a decent place. I think that's the city that Soul lives in.
Okay. That's probably the easiest way they escaped to Ville.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably the reason why you went east. So that's essentially where Soul has to be in 4 months.
Gotcha.
And I think Soul looks bemused for a second and is just like, and you know, everyone's invited. Well, I believe the phrasing was, as long as no one shoots another crossbow at me.
You like this?
And Soul looks pretty happy, actually.
Is it alright with the other one if I actually sleep in the car tonight?
Yeah, of course. Soul don't give a shit.
Doesn't have any rendezvous planned yet.
No, not yet, not currently. And Soul looks very happy, and they perch their hand up and they start whispering into their ring.
All right.
What are they whispering?
I think you're right next to me, so you can probably hear.
Do you want me to do a perception check if I can hear you?
No, I don't. I mean, sure, go for it.
Right.
That's
Wow.
17. 7 plus 10.
You're right next to me. All I'm doing is whispering.
You're next to them, so you can easily pick out what they're saying.
Shall I hash this out real quick on a one-sided call?
You can also just like generalize it.
No, I'll do a one-sided call.
Okay.
You can't hear the other end.
So what I'll do to simulate this is I'll just type the responses to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Girl, you there? I told my group. Hush. Yes, I get it. Yeah, no, they seem pretty okay with it. Well, I mean, no one's objected.
What?
True. I invited them to the wedding. I hope that's okay. I didn't even think of something like that. Soul kind of looks back nervously at the cart. I think I want to wait on that one. I don't... no,
I get to be the maid of honor.
You might.
Fucking called it. God damn, good job, dude. Are you fucking
He knows
psychic?
exactly...
Are you
Yeah.
hearing my typing and you're like, he typed maid of honor?
We'll
Hey,
wait
I
on
can
that
rock.
for now.
I can rock a bridesmaid's dress.
I'm sure you could, Markus. And Soul, reaches back and pats him on the head. But I'll talk to you later like normal. I just wanted to give you the good news. Alright. Bye. And Soul puts their ring down, or their hand down, and they just kind of look like they're bopping along a rough road at this point.
So wait, did you have your hand up like freaking Inspector Gadget?
The ring was right next to their lip.
That's phenomenal.
I don't think they technically have to. I think they just do that. You doing okay over there, Grem?
But I think the more interesting question is, how's Lovette dealing with all that?
Yeah, how's Lovette doing?
Well, yeah, because I'm in scheming mode. Lovette's not feeling great about it. That still won't hit me until after the game.
Yeah.
She's just being really quiet about it.
I'm hoping for an assassination attempt during the wedding.
Jesus Christ.
It's crossed my mind, but it really depends on how things at home go. If things go really poorly, then she just might be like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do what I want. I don't care what anyone thinks anymore.
Uh-oh. That seems hazardous to Lovette's health.
Yeah. But it's somewhat constant sometimes.
Is anyone doing anything before we sleep?
Probably not. Soul told the party everything that they've been doing, pretty much. Kind of.
Sort of.
In a way.
Close enough.
They implied it heavily enough.
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing the same order for the shifts?
Oh, Soul's probably going to watch tonight. I think they tend to just like to do that alone. Like I said, they see it as a good thing that everyone can sleep as much as possible.
Well, I mean, the point of watching is to make sure no one dies.
Yeah, I'm good at watching.
But you need two people. Make sure that if something happens to one of them, the other one can get their back.
Oh, here's a question. Who's watching? Is this first
Time
watch
to go to
or
sleep,
second
guys.
watch?
Probably first.
You're okay.
Because then Vera would be.
Yeah, you'd be
Okay.
up soon. Soul just kind of usually sits crisscross applesauce. Oh, what?
Nothing.
Crisscross applesauce.
Yeah. What?
Nothing.
It's what it's called.
No, it's not.
No, it really isn't.
It's called cross-leg.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Or if you want to be,
It's racially insensitive.
something else.
It has a different name.
Okay, well, we always called it crisscross applesauce when I was little, okay?
Yeah,
And
'cause you were
Soul
little.
definitely does, by the way. Soul definitely calls it that.
Shut up, guys. You're all so mean.
But I love it.
Okay, so they're sitting cross-legged.
No, it's crisscross applesauce.
I fucking hate you! They look around, and they just kind of enjoy the quiet for a bit, and they pull up their ring and have a conversation if no one's gonna bug them.
I think Vera's most likely is usually either pacing around, practicing with their scythe, or like doing some druid shit.
Druid shit.
Doing some
Shit.
druid shit.
Fair enough.
There's
I'm not
many
sure
druid
how
shits.
quiet it is, because Lovette's not actually sleeping. I was going to wait till I got to my thing to say that, but it might if it comes into play.
Okay.
But I'm not really making a lot of noise.
Just whisper conversations is what Soul's doing, so not enough to really keep anyone awake.
Oh, well, that doesn't change anything.
No, I'm just letting it, you know.
Oh, okay.
Karis is kind of hanging out near Lovette.
Oh, well, I'm sleeping in the cart, right?
Oh, okay.
But I'm not sleeping in the cart. I'm
Gotcha.
drinking in the cart.
Never mind. In that case, Karis is sitting out by the campfire with a look of extreme boredom.
Soul, like, puts the ring down for a second. Are you gonna go to bed tonight?
Yeah, eventually. I'm just not very tired yet.
Oh. Well, would you like to talk to pass the time?
She shrugs. I suppose so. It's been like 15 days, and I expected, I guess, more stuff to
Bodies?
happen.
Soul just says bodies.
Sorry, I heard about all of your adventures up to now. Seemed like they were so packed full of action.
Soul kind of like thinks about it and is like, no, we probably just only talked about the portions that were full of action because well,
Nobody wants to hear about my.
Oh my god.
Wow, that audio.
Markus just shoots awake and screams.
It's like pops like bolt upright screaming. Well,
I'm sorry, it's not more.
no, it's fine. I have a lot of theories now. I have a lot of things prepared, but I want to do them. She kind of like holds her hands out in front of her. She's like, I'm ready to do something.
Supposedly there's, what was it, ogre or orc infestation?
The warning was that there were ogres on the road to Zareth.
Apparently there's ogres at some point, so maybe we'll do something then. Who knows?
Well, I don't want us to get into too much danger, but I guess I was expecting something a bit different than this, if that makes any sense.
That's the longest road we've ever been on, though. We've never traveled this far for this long. Usually there's been things in the middle where we stop and talk to people or do things or...
Kill vampires.
Kill vampires, yeah.
She like smiles at that last one.
All in good time, Karis.
Karis,
Are you on watch or something with us, Markus?
Is everyone awake?
Is everyone fucking awake?
No, Grem is even asleep.
It's nighttime currently, and Soul's keeping watch.
Oh, it's nighttime? Oh, sorry.
But really, it's like you were expecting a life of adventure and danger, but little did you know we lead lives of interpersonal drama and emotional instability.
Awesome. Well, she sort of nods in understanding and says, well, I suppose I should get some sleep then. If there's ogres, it could get dangerous out here.
It's true. Maybe I can talk to them first, though.
As she like curls up, she says, I'll keep that in mind.
Sweet dreams, Karis.
Oh, before you go, how's your eye holding up?
Oh, Soul flips the switch to pull it up. How's it looking? I haven't looked at it recently.
She kind of like bites her lip a little bit. It probably could use refreshing.
And Soul like crouches down. Go for it.
Karis casts a spell and like wipes her hand across the side of your face. There. Good as new. Kind of.
Like, Soul just has a grimace smile where it's just like, thank you. Thank you, Karis. I appreciate it. And Soul, kind of ruffles her shoulder a little bit. Hopefully some more light action will be in our future so that you won't be so terribly bored.
Okay.
Sweet dreams.
You too.
Okay. Good night. And Soul starts to walk back to the fire to, like, kind of tend it, make it a little bigger.
All right, and if that is done, let's shift over to Lovette. How's Lovette doing?
I'm trying to decide whether she's gone through 2 or 3 bottles of wine.
Jesus Christ, how many did you buy?
5.
Ugh. Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Disgusting!
She doesn't want to go through all of them because she's like, we've got a long way to go before I can get more. But she's kind of not sleeping or anything right now.
I think Soul is playing some music to help everyone sleep.
Oh, shit.
It's quiet, but they just are like, well, I should practice. It's been a while, and, never a better time to play a lullaby than when everyone's trying to fall asleep and help them a bit more. So, any eventful things happen in the night?
Well, I don't know if there would be a realistic chance that Soul would hear Lovette crying while she's awake.
Well, if they've got the musical instrument right next to them playing, probably not.
Probably not.
Give me a perception check just for the hell of it.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're also, supposed to be on watch, too, right?
Yeah. 29.
Yeah, you hear it.
Oh.
You've got fucking boat ears. You hear it.
Yeah. I look over to the carriage, but since I'm supposed to be on watch, I continue to look forward and around and everything.
Oh, damn.
So I take my responsibility seriously.
That's cold shit, Soul. That's cold shit.
Mm-hmm. I gave you the chance to get that drama out of the way.
No.
I see.
No, thank you. Avoid all the issues until they burst into your face.
What kind of crying are we talking about, by the way?
Yeah, is this loud?
Crying?
Is it a crying?
Is there something I can roll to determine that? Because I feel like that's something that Lovette would attempt to keep quiet. But
that sounds like a will save.
Okay, that works. Oh,
wow, 24.
Quiet, actually.
Yeah, you're able to mitigate that down from ugly cry to something less.
Yeah, it's like every time it starts to get loud, you just drink more.
Yeah.
I know how this works.
Oh no.
Yikes.
Yep.
Alright, so the night will pass then, if you're not going to take your friendship with Lovette seriously enough to try to help them.
I'm on watch!
Yeah, okay.
I can talk to her a different time, but I had a duty.
I'm on watch.
Alright.
Yeah? Okay. Well,
Hey, technically, everyone's fucking awake.
everyone was awake.
Well,
I was only considering it as Soul.
I was only jokingly
watch.
giving you shit. Yeah, I'm not going to judge you, whatever you do.
no, but yes, Soul and Vera were both awake for watch.
Nah, I feel like if someone's gonna cry, like, just let it out, and then you can talk about it. That's how I usually deal with shit. Just
That's
cry,
fine.
get it out, talk later.
No one's forcing you to interact with that, so that's fine. If nothing else happens, we can push time forward.
Yeah!
Grem?
Yeah. I'm probably not puking yet.
Okay. So, the sun comes up, and, we can continue our journey towards Zareth.
Good morning, everyone! Let's go.
We jump on that carriage.
Yeah, have we gotten to the main road yet? Christ.
You will by the end of, 2 days from now. It's a bit slower off the road. So,
Alas.
first day off-road and second day off-road. Oh, damn. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I love that.
So, let me roll and see what this would be. Oh, well, that's fun. Okay. So, you guys are traveling along. It's now 2 days later, so this makes it the 17th of November. Let me go ahead and push that date. Boom, boom. There you go. By the end of today, you should make it back onto the road, according to your map, and according to your off-road survival skill checks that I haven't been making you make because it's stone simple navigation. You are traveling along when you see a large shadow move over the ground.
Soul looks up to see if it's a rock.
You look up and you see the silhouette of what appears to be an enormous eagle.
Is it carrying anything?
It's hard to tell because it's very high in the air,
Yeah.
but it also begins to circle and descend.
Okay.
I mean, we saw him bad last time, too, so
Yeah, that's
we'll
true.
see.
Soul's just gonna kind of keep going. It's just like, guys, prep the weapons, and just in case, you never know.
Kind of sluggishly get my crossbow out and unfold it one piece at a time.
Okay.
Soul's got Symphonia's wit at the ready. Just kind of watching the shadow to see what it's doing.
Alrighty. So, give me perception checks, please.
You got it. 20.
Oh,
No worries. Okay.
I got a nat 20.
Soul, your nat 20 plus modifier of 12 is a 32. You look up and squint against the sun, and you can see the silhouette of a large eagle, and then around it you see 5 other bird silhouettes that are much smaller. They seem to be circling to get closer and closer to the ground.
Soul smiles and starts to, gesture to slow down the carriage. Well, I don't know if it's the same group, but we may have some traveling merchants coming our way.
Maybe we'll see Biff.
Bird ladies!
Oh, God.
You can invite him to your wedding.
About a minute later, it's clear that the large eagle is in fact a rock carrying an enormous crate in its talons.
Yes!
Woo! It lands, and with it land 5 other figures. And
Oh, man, it
boom.
is the same ones.
Yep. They
Holy
land.
crap.
Yay!
They land.
I remember
and-
this Naruto-looking one. Sorry.
They land and hail you. Hello, travelers.
Hello again!
Again, they squint. We ran into you earlier, didn't we? That was. Sorry. Remind us where did we run across you again?
Near Edge. Just outside of it.
Well, it's good to see
Been
you
a
again.
while.
It
You
has.
picked up a guy named Brad, or is it Biff?
You hear chuckles and almost bird chirps from some of them, as they seem to some of them sort of start to blush a little bit.
Soul does not look amused at all. They look back at Markus like, why the fuck would you bring him up?
Of all people, what's wrong
Of
with
all people. And they turn back. So, how have sales been for y'all?
Oh, very good. The life of a traveling merchant is wrought with adventure and profit.
Soul jumps off of the front of the carriage and walks over.
Which, of course, brings us to why we're here. One of them whistles to the rock, and the rock stamps one of its talons down, and the side of the crate folds out, and it's like a little mobile store.
ooh.
Anyone need to buy anything?
Well, this maybe is the only chance.
Food?
Ugh.
Oh, we've got plenty of rations, I think, for a while.
I'll hobble over there. I imagine Lovette's pretty hungover at this point.
Whoa! What happened to you?
What? I think it's so bright here.
Soul, takes their skirt off and, hovers it over, Lovette. Are you okay? I don't think I've seen you ever this bad. Do you need to go back to sleep?
I'm just biasing into it. Let's see it just...
So do they have anything special at all in Das Crate?
What kind of stuff do they have on sale?
So they have a fair amount of goods from different cultures. Because of the speed at which they travel, they're able to get a lot of stuff from a lot of places. So they actually have a very wide selection of curiosities and special items. Ooh. So they're actually capable of selling you guys quite a few different items of both normal and magical nature.
Ooh,
so
what do they got magical?
Well, maybe the easier question is, what do you want? And then I'll roll to see if they have it.
Beardy, for the ogres, what knowledge roll would that be to see what they're...
Weak against?
Weak against.
Dungeoneering.
Damn it. Well, you know it.
Well, I'm untrained.
You can lore master it.
Bard. Lore master.
You're right! I can lore master that shit. Alright. What do I know about ogres?
Damn,
don't say layers.
So, you know that ogres are a lesser giant kin. So, they're technically, from a physiological standpoint, they're giants. However, they're basically the least of giants. They have no real special abilities. They have no physical traits that make them superior to any other giant. They're pretty much the smallest of all giants. Some of them being just slightly larger than a human. And one thing that sort of sets them apart from other giants is that they will live anywhere that they can. A lot of giants typically try to stick to mountains or areas of high altitude. Ogres will go wherever they can survive.
Okay.
They also tend, because of that, and because of how hated they are from most people, people drive them away, they tend to end up in more inhospitable locations. Areas like swamps tend to be particularly advantageous layers for them.
Oh my god.
Don't do it, Skrewy.
Don't do this. Hold it in, Skrewy.
What? I'm just saying, typically ogres have layers.
Conceal, don't feel.
So the next session's in what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.
It will take me at least that long to give Beardy.
Lairs. Lair. Alright, anywho, they also, one thing about them, that there is one thing of note about ogres, and that is they typically are the most genetically unstable of all giants. They have a lot of mutations. Typically, when an ogre is born, the gods roll the dice, and whatever comes out is different and unique.
And disgusting.
Typically. Sometimes they have enormous teeth. Sometimes they have tiny little beady eyes. Sometimes they have one arm that's huge and one arm that's teeny tiny. Sometimes they have dog legs. I mean, all kinds of crazy shit. So, they're genetically unstable, and they're also prone to incest.
Which I'm sure does great.
Which I'm sure does great for genetic stability. Yeah, which does great for genetic stability, right?
They are emotionally weak. They are sensitive to their appearance.
Not usually, no. Most of them don't give a fuck about how they look. A lot of them, like a lot of lesser giants, prefer to eat a diet consisting almost entirely of meat, preferably uncooked or even rotten. Blech. So it's not uncommon to see an ogre with a belt stuffed with dead squirrels, and they would just take one out and just munch on it whenever they felt hungry.
Okay.
Hair and all. They're just not, they're not...
Barbaric.
They're very barbaric. They're the least civilized of all giant kin.
Alright. Any weaknesses?
Not especially, no. Unlike some other giants, they don't have, built-in weaknesses. Let me make sure I'm not
just
hit
them till they die.
Shoot them till they die.
Just hit them till they die.
Yeah.
If they attack.
They don't really have anything else special about them. However, they do have the weird mutations, and that's pretty much about it. And they're larger than humans. Typical one would be about 9, 10 feet tall.
Okay.
And they often bully people, or like they value gold quite a bit as well, like a lot of giants do. So it's not uncommon to see them like raiding trade routes or controlling choke points and charging people to go past. So while it's more like fairy tales say that trolls control bridges, it's actually more likely you're going to find a clan of ogres controlling a bridge.
I see.
At least our cart doesn't say we're rich.
Yeah, right?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, at least you don't have like a deluxe fancy cart that makes you guys look like a huge target, right? Right, guys? Right, guys? Oh man, that would suck, right?
Soul does not relay that information to the rest.
But you do relay the incest part?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Soul's just kind of like going off the top of their head. They're like, oh yeah, and there's this and this, and then they'll remember that, and they're like, I'm not gonna say that. Nope. Nope. Not telling them that. They're gonna get mad at me.
I mean, the best, I guess, if you want to like break it down into like the easiest way to understand an ogre, they're basically hillbilly giants. So like they're gonna live in these weird clan, family organizational units, and they're pretty much gonna have one matriarchal female that they all kind of just call Ma, and they all kind of, you know. I'm serious. So they have like one Ma,
actually, though,
and one Pa. And then the sons will all fight Pa to become the new Pa. So they can, you know, fuck Ma and make more ogres.
Okay.
You just get uncomfortable?
Yeah, I got really uncomfortable.
Right? I mean, it's real fucked up, but that's the whole point. They're fucked up.
So they all have an Oedipus complex? Literally?
Basically, yeah.
I thought it was Oedipus.
Well...
Oh, man. You need
to
go read Oedipus Rex.
I was going to make a comment at some point about how Lovette has a bit of an Oedipus complex, but now that there's like the real fucking thing I'm about to compare it to, it's not like that at all.
You don't literally want to kill your father and fuck your mother?
Not literally, no.
What's wrong with you?
Wait, in this setting, would it be called an ogre complex?
It could be. Or maybe Oedipus was just a famous ogre.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh
Ogre
my
piss.
god.
Although I imagine he would spell it like...
Anyways.
He would probably spell it like P-U-S-S. Like,
yeah, ogre
like,
puss.
like Eddie Puss. And he was like just this really disgusting looking ogre with like pustules all over him. Yeah, I think it would. Alright, that's canon. Eddie Puss.
An ogre puss complex.
Done. I'll write that one down.
Gross.
Anyways. So, other than the gold thing, Soul relays as much as they know about it. So they're pretty much not weak to anything, Markus. Like, after, like, this random rant they just went on.
I mean, aside from being weak to everything, I mean, they're just...
Yeah, they just kind of... You just hit them till they die, if you have to hit them.
Magical resistance?
None.
None.
No,
Nope.
light.
You just hit them till they die.
That just seems so lame.
Not as lame as a sling staff, though.
Soul kind of like flicks
one of the
Marcus's
harpies
forehead.
laughs at that.
I would like for it to sound like a kookaburra.
Maybe.
So Vera will approach the harpies and ask, have you seen any ogres on the road? I heard that there might be an influx of them on the way to Zareth.
Well, we know that some of them live in that swamp nearby, but we're just now heading southeast on our circle, so we haven't been through this way for a few months. Maybe?
We'll deal with things when we deal with things.
Hopefully we don't have to.
True.
Are you really worried about the ogres? Do you think that you're in danger?
Soul shrugs. No.
Well, it depends on how many ogres there are.
Well, who says they're even going to attack us? I can talk to them.
Right.
With whatever language ogres use.
Because, well, the only reason I bring it up is because we do offer a special traveling package.
Oh my fucking god, these salespeople.
Oh?
Traveling, say?
Indeed. For a nominal fee, you could ride in the crate.
Now we have a carriage, though, so...
Well, can the carriage fit in the crate?
The carriage cannot fit in the crate.
What about the horses?
cannot. Well, yeah, like maybe 2 of the horses could fit in the crate.
Soul like looks over at the horse, like big, like watery eyes. Like
only 2 of them are named.
No.
As wonderful as that sounds, we do have quite a bit invested in this cart. So
Soul's like going over to it to hug it.
Well, we could purchase it from you.
I think we're good.
We do have a resale dealership in a nearby city.
Wait, do I get points?
She explains like the harpy explains like a whole like trade-in market value thing that they have set up.
Come on,
Vera keeps saying like and like as if she understands.
Mm-hmm.
So like they'll trade you the cart, and that would be credit toward buying tickets in the crate to be transported at a much faster speed.
How much gold per distance?
Oh well, it would be really more based on destination. Where would you like to get to?
That being said, we do have quite a few places we have to go.
Yeah.
They shrug.
I mean,
so do we.
Well, the first place I want to go to is the Merry Valley, and then we got to go to the Steam Isle.
They kind of like chirp at each other in a strange language that none of you speak.
Wait, I can.
Oh, you?
Because you know why? I use tongues.
Oh shit. Okay, you cast tongues, and they're talking to each other in their native language, and they're speaking Saracen, and they're saying that, yeah, they could they're talking about shuffling around various due dates on different materials, and that they could basically switch around and go to Zareth on their way back if they went directly to the Merry Valley and then the Steam Island, and then swooped back north to hit Zareth. Whether or not they could work that into their schedule. There's a bit of a debate. Some of them seem to be more hard asses as far as making sure they stay on task and schedule. Others of them are considering that this could be a better venue for profit. So they're basically just talking about how they can make the most money in the situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I knew what they were saying, I would totally be able to shill our way into this, but I don't know. And Lovette's also hungover, so there's that.
Yeah, you don't know.
Well, even when she's hungover, she can talk business at least a little bit. Like she's able to follow along and everything.
Yeah, I mean, give me a fortitude save.
Oh, never mind.
Wow.
I threw up right there.
Yeah, you're actually you're pretty badly hungover actually. Yeah.
Soul like just looks over and is just like, what the fuck?
Hold on, let me see something. Let me see if Karis can do something to help you here.
Oh no.
Animate your liver.
No.
Then I'll have a cartoon liver, and the rest of me will be real.
Perfect. Okay, so Karis is going to notice that you're kind of fucked up, and she kind of walks over and she kind of says, "Are you doing all right? You don't look well."
Define all right. Actually, I don't care what the definition is. I'm not but I'm still alive, I guess.
Can I help you? I think I have a spell that can help you.
Okay. Oh, then I guess so.
Okay, hold still, alright?
Hi.
She says something to no one in particular, and then you see like a white golden light focus in her hands, and she casts Lesser Restoration on you. This will basically remove any mundane character, like statuses off your character, including like fatigued and exhausted, as well as like sickened. So basically, it's gonna like completely wipe out your hangover,
and the fact that I didn't sleep.
Yeah, and you suddenly feel like you got a full night's rest. Is that better?
Physically, yeah. Thank you.
Well, if you ever need to talk, all right. I may not be the best at emotion, but I can try.
Please, thank you. I think this is probably a wise investment.
You get the feeling that she wants to like hug you, but she resists the urge.
Oh, I want to hug her too, but I don't. I always just assume she's not comfortable with it. So I think that this is probably profitable for us because we will not be able to take the cart to the Steam Isles anyway.
Well, I figured we'd just leave it at the docks.
And like Soul looks like they're like talking to Lovette, but they're like also listening to the conversation in front of them.
We could purchase a new one though, or perhaps even buy back this one from them if they are taking it along.
True.
Even a nominal markup could be worth the cost.
Well, It would help us avoid ogres. Let's just wait until we see how much it's gonna be.
Yes, I agree. We are not certain even that they will accept the offer.
True. I'm waiting.
Okay, so they talk it over, and the ones who are willing to take a larger risk for a better reward seem to win out in the conversation. And the one of them turns back toward the party. The blue one.
Wait, their skin is fuzzy?
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that a deal breaker?
Down.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird.
They have feathers.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, no, they've got like down on certain places of their body. They've got full-on feathers in others, and then in other places it's actual to skin. They seem to be an amalgamation of humanoid and bird that also heavily depended on their parentage. I think, did we talk about the genetics of...
Yeah,
I believe so.
quite a lot. They only have women's and they need to find males from other species.
Right, and then the race of that male is heavily determinant on what the female is like physically.
Mm-hmm.
It determines a lot of their build.
What happens if they fuck a centaur? You're a flying horse person.
I mean...
No.
Or at least one with wings. I guess flying isn't necessarily part of that.
What if they took a halfling? Would they get like a hummingbird?
Actually, no. I think they call them pigeons. It's a derogatory term. A halfling-blooded harpy, I believe, is known as a pigeon, and they're heavily looked down upon because they consume.
Well, yeah, they're short.
They're small. They're not considered all that attractive by harpy standards, which makes them bad mates. And then they also eat way more than they should, so they're a drain on resources.
That's not fair.
I don't even want to know how gnome harpies work.
Gnome breeds are known as falcons.
Huh. Well, that's cool.
They're the fastest flyers of all the harpies.
That's a lot cooler than I was expecting.
Sorry.
No, that's good.
So they're referred to as breeds. So there's human breed, elf breed, orc breed, dwarf breed, gnome breed, and halfling breed. Of those breeds, all are treated equally except for halfling breeds.
Well, that sucks.
So, if you had males in the party, they would probably try to, negotiate a breeding contract just because. But the only male in the party is a fucking halfling, so...
I should have taken the belt.
The belt? Uh-oh.
Beardy.
Uh-oh, no.
No comment.
But yeah. Alright. Yeah, so what is the amount they are offering for our travels?
They say that, after discussing it, Zereese, the blue one, she believes that with the trade-in value on the carriage, plus the trade-in value on the horses, they can offer you enough space between inside the crate as well as being carried by one of them, because some of them are going to have to carry you because there's too many of you to fit in the crate.
Yeah.
So some of you will be carried, some of you can ride in the crate if you so choose. Some of you can ride on the crate if you so choose. And they think that they can get you to the Merry Valley in 2 days' time from now for 200 gold a head.
Each?
Yeah, 200 gold each for 2-day travel to get to the Merry Valley.
So looks at the rest of the group. Is it worth it?
Well, we still have to get to the Steam Isles and then get potentially back.
Would it also be possible to do more traveling, to the Steam Isle after that, or...?
One moment, and she goes back to start talking to the others, and since you still have tongues on, you can hear them. They're determining how much time you're going to spend in the Merry Valley and how much time they can shave off their schedules.
Okay.
To make this all work out. And they come back to you and they say, well, we think that we could take you along from the Merry Valley to the Steam Island for another 100 gold per head.
Mm-hmm.
And did you...
How many days would be in between best for you guys? I don't want to inconvenience your trade route.
Okay, they go back to chirping at each other again, and some of them are squawking angrily because, like I said, some of them are very stick to the schedule, and other ones are we can make more money this way. So they argue for a little bit longer, and one of them's would 2 days be sufficient?
Soul looks over at Markus. Is 2 days enough to talk to a dragon?
Problem is, what if we need to go do something else that's there?
Why would we need to go do anything other than your dragon?
What is a dragon may request something of Markus?
Okay. Hold on. How many, aside from me, how many halflings have we seen?
I can think of one. but I'm sure we've seen numerous in like cities and stuff.
They're around. You guys just haven't been calling them out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was.
It's not like
They're not unheard of, but they're also not like crazy common either.
The Mary Valley, with a name like Mary Valley, would they actually have armor and things made for halflings?
Sure.
See, there you go. How far is it from the tower to Mary Valley?
Not terribly far. Ostensibly, you'd have time to speak with the dragon and also see a little bit of the Mary Valley proper. Maybe track down your family.
As much as I love adventuring, I think this would be a safer option for us. I really don't want us to get TPK'd by a bunch of ogres.
Soul nods, looks over at the harpies. I believe we will take the offer.
All right, very well. 300 gold, please. And they go to each
Soul
of you.
starts taking out of their pouch.
Karis looks like scared when everyone else reaches for their bags.
Do not worry, Carriage. We will cover you. I will get half of hers if someone else can cover the other half.
Well, what about Alpha?
The battle Alpha. Do you have another box or something? Can we get it?
The box is built into the carriage.
Can't you just make another one?
She looks genuinely hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would feel the same way if you said that about Archie.
I mean, I can, but do you know how...
Soul looks up at the harpies.
With corpses right now.
No, and the ones who are going to finally be much smaller.
Soul looks up at the harpies. Can I buy a chest too, inside of the box?
They say that, for a fee of 5 more gold.
Yeah, Soul throws 5 more gold at them.
Alright, so please go ahead and reduce your monies by 300 each, and Soul, reduce yours by 305.
Soul looks over at Karis. We have a chest for him.
She looks super thankful to you.
That's adorable.
Well, we have 300 each, and then who else is covering the other half of hers?
I'll take another 150.
Okay, go ahead and reduce that. And Karis will take the chest into the carriage and transfer Alpha from the carriage chest to that chest, and then drag it back outside now that it's super heavy. Alright, and that seems like a reasonable place to stop. So, until next time.
Thanks for listening. As always, special thanks to Protagonist for the theme music, and Emily Roll for Fantasy for this episode's soundtrack. Please leave a like or subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and leave a comment if you have any suggestions. Till next time.